Oh, snap. Yeah, you probably heard that before. That's what we're going to talk about here, snaps. And I'm going to be demonstrating the snap installation tool from New Master, which they provided to me to demonstrate. And I'm going to compare it to this right here. This is called press and snap. They both do the same thing. I've had this one quite a while. It was purchased from Sailrite because I do a lot of work with marine canvas, marine upholstery. I mean a lot. So I deal with a lot of snaps. So this is what I use all the time. This does just as good a job, just not as fast. This one here, I can really move along with it, and I've played with this one a little bit here, and like I said, it does exactly the same thing, but this one here is just way cheaper. So let me get you close here. I've taken some pieces of sunbrella, which is a marine canvas, or you could use it as an awning, or outdoor upholstery. There's quite a few things. And some marine canvas in a couple different configurations, and I'll show you how this thing works, and it really works slick. Okay, so here's the tool itself. I've got one of the anvils around. I'll take that out for a moment. These are numbered 1, 2, and 3. I think this one is number 2. Oh yeah, there's a number on it. It's silver on silver, so it's not going to show up. That's number 2. This is number 3. This is number 1. You get an assortment of snap pieces here you can play with. It comes in this little cardboard box, so there's no real case for it. Then you got a little instruction book here that shows you which anvils to use, or dies, whichever you want to call them, for each operation. So the first thing you're going to want to do is punch a hole. And with this particular one here, you use die number 1. It's this one here with 2 ends on it. Set that in there. Sets in the base like that. And you would then put your material in there. You squeeze this. I give it a little bit of twist with canvas, and it makes a nice hole. And that's where your snap is going to go. And then, to install the actual snap, you would put on die number 2. If you are using what I call a female snap, you put on die number 2, and then this piece here, which is the female to the socket, goes on there. And you would have your female for the, or male, depending on which one you want to do here. That would go on the other side of your fabric. Well, this is the easiest way. I should have done it this way to start with. You put your pieces together like you're going to want them. Like so. So now you would place that whole assembly into the anvil there, the die. You line everything up, making sure that your top piece is level in that anvil down there. Just give it a squeeze. And now you have a snap. That would be the male right there. This here's a socket. I did this a little bit ago, just playing with it. So then these would go around, and you could snap them together, just like so. And then snap them. Now, before I get into the next parts of this, let's talk a little bit about installing snaps. This is marine canvas here. This is not a strong connection. If you have any kind of stress on this at all, this is going to pull, and then it's going to eventually tear out. So what you need to do, at the very, very minimum, is double your material. I know this isn't so real neat. I just threw this together out of some scraps in a couple minutes. So you would want to at least double your material. Ideally, you should put a piece of webbing in there. That gives you the strongest connection between the pieces of fabric, and as that snap goes through there, that will never pull out. This will fail before it'll ever pull out. And the same goes for sunbrella, which is an acrylic marine canvas. So you can double it like this here. That gives you a somewhat strong. Ideally would be the webbing down through the middle of it, and then put your snap through the webbing. As an alternative, you could triple it. This is folded over twice. Maybe it'll show better on that end right there. So there's 1, 2, so you're going to 3. So you're going to be going through 3 layers. So how would you put it in a sunbrella? Well, let's say we're going to eventually go to a stud fastener. And by that, I mean one of these here that has threads on it. You would screw that onto your boat frame or boat or whatever you're going to be snapping down to. You would want to have this female here. I'll set those two pieces out while we get it ready. And for this one, I believe you use anvil number 3. Yes, you do. So you would use this first to punch your hole. Well, I guess I need to put number 1 in there first. Duh. Where'd he go? There he went. Take number 2 out. Set this in there and punch your hole. And you want to keep your snaps back from the edgeways. Don't put them right on the edge. Try to keep them in the middle of your 1-inch back. I like to give that a little bit of a rotate on this umbrella, because this umbrella, especially when you have triple layers, is going to be hard to punch. But it did make the hole. So now we would take our snap here, push it through the hole. And incidentally, these come in different shaft lengths. Everything in this little kit appears to pretty much be the same length. But you can purchase these either stainless steel or brass. Don't use nickel-plated steel because they're going to rust on you in a marine environment. Okay, now we would put the socket on here. So now we need to put, I believe it's number 2. Now we need to put number 2 on here. And again, they're numbered on the side. That's number 3. Here's number 2. Drop that in there. Put the whole assembly in. Give it a squeeze. And there you have your snap installed, which would fit on either the stud like this. Whoop, rolling around. Either fit on the stud like this, or if you chose to do the male like this. That'd be fabric to fabric connection instead of fabric to structure. Okay, so how does this compare to something that's many, many times more money? Well, in this one here, it's got a little bit different operation. The die is already set in here for putting on some snaps. So the way this one works, it's got a little place up here that holds this. This is cold. I just brought it in from outside, so my rubber's a little stiff there. That holds that up there. There's different dies available for this too. Then you would take your base, which should be right here. I place that on there and it kind of snaps on, hence the name. Then when I want to go to my fabric, I just line it up where I want it. I don't need to punch a hole first with this one. Give it a squeeze. My snap's installed, just like that. So yes, that's another step faster. And it's adjustable too for how much squeeze you want to put on it by this here. This one here does not have that adjustment. It's a one shot, but however, this compared to this, money-wise, if you're not doing a whole lot of it, this one here from Newmaster is going to be ideal. It's going to do everything you need to do. I have this press and snap because we also do a lot of grommet work, and this also has dies for grommets. But you know, the set of dies for grommets is over $100 just for the dies, and you know it gets expensive. So unless you're doing it on a production thing, or you know, just have a lot of money you want to invest in a snap tool or a grommet tool, you could go with this here. But for the average person just working with some occasional snaps, maybe you're making a quick cover or a bag or something, you want to put some snaps on it, this here is going to work ideal. I'll give you one more demonstration here. We'll see how strong this is. This is double layer umbrella with some very heavy webbing in between. And I was just wondering if this would even punch that without having to use an actual punch. So we'll put the number 1 back in here. And I'll line up on this. Give it a good hard squeeze. You rotate a little bit. yes, it did punch it, by golly. So I could put my male piece in there. Pops through like so. And now I need to change my anvils here to a number 3. Line everything up. Give it a good squeeze. And don't squeeze it quite that hard. I squeezed it harder than I should have. But there you have another snap there, and it's just perfect. And there's one more option here I'm going to show you with the snap design. And that's where you're going to go fabric to fabric, but you don't need to have anything decorative like this on one side. It could be just a flat, I know there's some in here, there they are. Just to be a flat piece like that on the back side. So you'll need that. And you'll need one of these. So we'll punch the hole again first. Yeah, I got to put that die in there. I'm used to that where it automatically punches a hole. There's a die in there. This is doubled up marine fabric here. Get our hole punched. And for this one, we're going to be using number 3 base. So I'll put that in there ahead of time. Now I'll take my pieces here. This is going to be my finished side, or the side I'll be snapping to. This is what we call the hidden side. Oh, duh. Grabbed the wrong piece there. Now that piece, I guess it was in the wrong compartment. I will set this in. See on die number 3, it's got a little raised thing in the middle. That'll go into the center of your piece there. Your socket, everything lined up. Give it a squeeze, and there you are. So there it is. This is very, very easy to use. And as I said again, if you're only doing a few snaps here and there, or you're working on a small project, or maybe you're making just like one boat cover, or you're doing like one set of holds down for your seats in your I/O, this is ideal. You don't need to invest in something like this unless you're going to be doing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. This does take one step out of the process, but with either of these, let's say that you have a large panel and a screen in there. Let's say the back canvas on a boat, and you have a big screen in the center and you want to make a roll-up shade, you want to be able to snap it down. Neither one of these tools are going to do that because there's no way to get this, all that fabric wound up into this or into this. You're going to have to get the old-fashioned where you have the little round socket and the little peg and a hammer, and you're going to have to set those individually with a hammer to pin that rivet over in there. But otherwise, this will do what this does, just not quite as fast. This is a whole lot less money. And this is going to be handy to keep around here. We usually keep this one up at camp because that's where I do a lot of my work up there for myself and some different people and repairing things. There's always snaps for repairing on boats. If you have a boat with a snap-on cover, you're going to break snap off. It's just a matter of time if you haven't done it yet. It's a good tool to use and expensive, and it comes with some pieces to practice with or use too. And there'll be a link in the description where to get this. You can get these on Amazon. Okay, this is what's provided to me by Newmaster. Slick little tool. So if you got anything out of this, appreciate getting a thumbs up. Always helps the channel. Roger in the loft above the shop. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.